Hello students, this is Supriya Mogle, Assistant Professor at Center for Distance Education, Shivaji University, Kolhapur. So today we are going to discuss one of the interesting topic, that is Companies Act 1956. It is one of the important part of business law. Today we are going to learn what is company, what are the types of companies and difference between company and partnership. So let's start. So first we'll see the introduction about Companies Act. So this act was established in 1956. Okay, so amendment is 2013. So what is amendment? Amendment means as the act was established in 1956, but there was some some new things are added in the act, some new rules and regulations or terms and conditions, other laws are included recently in the act, then it is called amendment. So amendment act is established in the year 2013. Then what is a company? Meaning of a company means it is association of persons united for a common object. That means persons come together to perform and to achieve one common object. So common object may be to carry on some business for only profit, or to promote art, science, education, or any charitable purpose. So that is called common object, when persons come together to achieve the common object, that is called a company. Then we'll see the definition of a company. Okay, so it is a voluntary association of persons formed for the purpose of doing business, having a distinct name. Distinct name means a unique name, okay, different from others. You should not copy the name of other company which is already registered under the Companies Act. Then limited liability. Limited liability means the liability of a company is limited only to the business, or it has a particular a limited amount. And what is unlimited liability? Unlimited liability means if a person is liable to pay something, then his personal property like his house, his land, his car will be sold. That is called unlimited liability. Then separate entity. Separate entity means a company is a separate entity. For example, I have a company, okay, its name is XYZ Limited, for example. So mm, in the point of view of law, uh, I as a owner, I am a separate entity, and a company that is XYZ Limited is a separate legal entity. So both have different identity. Then capable of rights and duties. So XYZ Limited company has different rights and duties, and the owner who is running that company has different rights and duties. Then endowed with the potential of perpetual succession. So endowed means to give. For example, in the company, suppose there is a death of owner or insolvency, or one person is retired, is left from the company, then anything happened with the members, then it is a right of a company that it should be continued. Okay, it is not going to close the company, but anyone, means the family member or any legal hire, can run the company. So this is the definition of a company. Then we'll see the types of companies. So there are four bases, or four classification of the companies. First is on the basis of ownership, then on the basis of incorporation, on the basis of liability, and on the basis of control. So we'll see one by one. First is on the basis of ownership, that means number of members. Okay, so how many members are there, or who is the owner, etc., is included in this basis. So there are two types: private company and public company. So in the private company, there are three restrictions. Okay, so there are 3 points to be included in the private company. First is a person cannot transfer his shares to outsider. Okay. Then next is minimum members it needs 2 and maximum members it needs 200. Okay. So this is the number of members included in the private company. Then while counting these 200 or 2 members, you have to exclude the past and present employees. Okay, then third point is the it is prohibited minimum paid up share capital is rupees 1 lakh. Okay, so previously it was declared paid up share capital should be rupees 1 lakh, but in the amendment act 2013 there is no such criteria defined. Okay, then in the public company, as I have told you, these three factors, these are not included in the public company. Means anyone can share the anyone can transfer the shares, and the previously the minimum paid up capital was 5 lakh, but again in the amendment act 2013 there is no such criteria included. And the members means there is 7 members should be there for minimum 7 members required for public company, and maximum there is no limit. Okay, the next is on the basis of incorporation. So there are three companies: chartered companies, statutory companies, and registered companies. So what is chartered companies? A company which is brought into existence by the charter of king or queen. It was, long year back, these companies were existing, but today this does not exist. Okay, then statutory companies. Statutory means these companies are created by special acts which are passed by the governments. Okay, that means for example LIC, okay, life insurance company. So it has a particular act, or it has a particular law, that is LIC Act 1956, which is applicable for LIC companies. That means that this is statutory companies. These companies are created for or by special acts. Then registered companies means the companies which are registered under Companies Act, maybe in 1956 or 2013 or any previous law of Companies Act. So which are registered under the Companies Act, those are called registered companies. So the third point is on the basis of liability. So there are two types: unlimited liability and limited liability. So unlimited liability or unlimited company, that means members liability is unlimited. Means what? The personal assets can be sold in liability. Means personal asset like his house, his property, his land, etc., everything can be sold. Okay, and limited company means the members liability is limited by guarantee or limited by the share capital. So here members just give the guarantee, and they do not share, they do not told how much share they will subscribe, but at the time of winding up they say that how much they are going to pay. So just remember, limited liability or limited company means where liability is limited and it is limited to the business only, it is related only with the business. But in unliability company, the member's liability is unlimited. Means his personal asset like his house, his car, his any property will be sold. So this is on the basis of liability. Then next is on the basis of control. Okay, so there are four types: government companies, holding companies, associate companies, and foreign companies. So government companies means the state government or central government which is having 51% shareholders. Okay, so when state government or central government are 51% of shareholders, then these companies are called government companies. Then holding companies means suppose there are two companies A and B. Okay, so A is having control on B, then A is called holding company. Okay, and B is called subsidiary company. Okay, so why it is called holding company? Because it has more than 50% share capital of B. Okay, A has more than half of the share capital of that other company, then A has control on B. So A is holding company and B is subsidiary company. And subsidiary company's board of directors appointment is done by the holding company. So that is called holding company. Then associate company means suppose there are two companies X and Y. Okay, so X company has significant influence on Y company. Means significant influence means what? That means X has at least 20% to 50% shares, okay, of Y company. Then Y is called associate company. Then foreign company means a company is registered outside India by having established a place of business in India. Okay, that means a company is registered outside of India, but it is established where? It is in our country, that means in India. So Indian company is registered in, for example, Japan, then it is called foreign company. So this is these are the four types of companies on the basis of control. So the next point is company versus partnership. What is the difference between partnership and company? So there are various bases. On that basis we can distinguish between partnership and company. So the first is mode of formation. Mode of formation in the partnership, it is set by among the partners. It is set by the agreement among the partners. Okay, and here registration is not compulsory, but in the company it is set by the registration under the Companies Act. Companies Act may be 1956 or any previous act or 2013 act. Then Regulatory Act. So for the partnership, the act is important, that is the Indian Partnership Act 1932. But the company needs Companies Act 2030, which is New Amendment Act, or any previous law, that is 1956. Number of members in the partnership, it needs minimum 2 partners or maximum 50 partners. Okay, but in the as per the section 464 of Companies Act 2013, central government has given the power that they can decide the limit of the maximum member, and the limit is up to 100. Okay, they can decide the maximum numbers, but again it has a limit of 100. And in the company, for public company, it needs minimum 7 and maximum no limit. Private company, minimum 2 members are required and maximum 200 members. And OPC means what? One person company where only one member is required. Then liability, for partnership liability is unlimited and for company liability is limited. Then distribution of profit, distribution of profit in the partnership as per the terms of partnership deed. So what is partnership deed? Okay, partnership deed means uh, when you have the partnership, there is some ratio is to be decided, and on the basis of that ratio profit is shared. Okay, and if partnership deed is not available, then profit or loss is equally distributed. That means there is some ratio, means 22 by 3 or 5 by 6, etc. Ratios are there. As per that you can have the distribution of profit, and if there is no deal, then profit and loss will be equally distributed among the partners. And in the company depends on the shares. Okay, it depends on the share, maybe preference shares or equity shares. Preference share means what? It is a fixed rate of dividend at certain percentage which is fixed, and equity share means there is no fixed rate of dividend, it is going to fluctuate. Now what is dividend? It is a part of profit, and it depends on the availability of profit. If profit is more, then share will be more. Next point is audit. Now audit means what? It is books of account. Okay, where uh, accounting, as per the accounting principle, you should have books of accounts, and whether they are in the correct format, it is verified in the audit. So in the partnership, audit of books of accounts is not mandatory, but in company it is very much required, it is compulsory. Management, in the partnership, management is done by all the partners or any of them, but in the company the management or all the acts is managed by directors who are elected by the shareholders. Then transfer of shares. Now in the partnership, a partner cannot transfer his shares to any other person without consent of the other partners. Okay, so in the partnership, suppose there are four partners, one partner cannot share his cannot transfer his share to any other person without consent, means without having permission of remaining three partners. If all the partners are agreed, or all the partners allowed to transfer his share, then only he can transfer the share, but he cannot take his own decision. Okay, he has to take the permission of all the partners. And in the company, only public limited companies can transfer the share. As I have told you, a private company, there is a restriction, a person cannot transfer his share to outsider, but in the public limited there is no restrictions, they can transfer the shares. Then business type. So in the partnership, any type of business can be carried out. Okay, so any type of business, that means if all the partners are agree, when there are four partners, all the partners should agree on that type of business, only that business will be carried out. And in the company, at the time of company formation, permitted by the object clause of its MOA. So what is MOA? Memorandum of Association. When you form a company, there are some documents prepared, and in that document some factors or some aspects are included, and in which there is one factor, that is object clause. uh, that means your objective of the company, or your aim of the company, why you are running this business, why what are your goals, what are your objectives, is to be mentioned in that object clause, and as per that object clause, you are going to run that type of business only. Okay, The next basis is winding up. So in the partnership, winding up means what? You're going to close or you're going to terminate it. So partnership may be wound up by an agreement or order of court. So if there is some agreement between them, this for the particular time you're going to have the partnership, or maybe all the partners are agreed to have the winding up, or maybe there is a order by court, you have to follow that, then they will have the winding up. But in the company, as per the Companies Act 2013, there is one prescribed process and which is to be followed by the winding up. Means there are some steps included, there is a process which is already prescribed and you have to follow while having winding up. Then next is stability. Stability means, suppose in the partnership any of the partners death or insolvency or retirement, anything happens in the partnership, it will affect on the partnership. For example, there are four partners and one there is death of one partner, then it is going to affect on the partnership, it is going to affect on the other partners. But in the company, if anyone has has retired, or anyone any of the partners death, insolvency or retirement, it does not affect on the company. Okay, as I have told you, it will continue, its company's right to be continued. Maybe it will run by any family member or any legal hire, it can run the company. So this is the difference between company and the partnership. So here I complete my video. I hope you understood the concept. We have seen what is company and the different types of the companies and difference between company and partnership. Okay, thank you.